Are you a senior who's been missing out on one of the most important parts of your day? Imagine this. A 71-year-old man dies in his sleep, and the reason behind it wasn't a disease or accident. It was a set of 4 common bedtime habits that silently stole his health. Today, I'm going to break down these 4 bedtime habits you must avoid after 70. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Let's jump right in. I'm here to share some eye-opening truths about our nightly routines. Every night when we wind down, we all have our little rituals that we think help us relax. But what if some of those habits are actually hurting us more than we realize? I recently came across the story of a 71-year-old man who passed away in his sleep. And while his story is tragic, it holds a lesson that could save your life. In this video, we're going to explore the 4 bedtime habits that can be dangerous for anyone over 70. We'll dive into why these habits matter, how they affect your body, and what you can do to build a healthier routine. Let's start with the problem. As we grow older, our bodies change, and so does our sleep. It might seem like the way we sleep isn't that important, but science tells us otherwise. Many people don't realize that what they do before bed can have a huge impact on their overall health and longevity. In our case today, a 71-year-old man, let's call him Jim, had habits that seemed harmless at first, but over time, these habits contributed to a decline in his heart health and overall body function. Jim's story might sound extreme, but his experience is a warning sign for all of us. We need to pay attention to our bedtime habits, especially after 70. Now let's break down these habits one by one. Habit 1. Drinking a large glass of water right before bed. Jim had a routine of chugging a big glass of water every night. It sounds healthy, right? But for older adults, this habit can be risky. As we age, our bodies slow down and our kidneys don't work as efficiently as they once did. Drinking a lot of water right before bed can force your body to work overtime during the night, leading to restless sleep and even putting extra strain on your heart. You might be thinking, but isn't staying hydrated important? It is, but timing matters. Try to have your water earlier in the evening so that your body has time to process it. If you feel thirsty before bed, just take small sips instead of a full glass. Habit 2. Using electronic devices in bed. Another habit that many older adults, and even younger people, fall into is using electronic devices, like smartphones, tablets, or even the TV, right before sleep. Jim was no exception. He'd often spend the last hour of his day scrolling through social media or watching videos in bed. The problem with this is that the blue light emitted from these devices can mess up your natural sleep cycle. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which makes it harder to fall asleep and can lower the quality of your sleep. Studies have shown that disrupted sleep patterns can lead to issues with memory, mood, and even increase the risk of heart problems. For someone like Jim, who was already experiencing age-related changes in his body, this habit put extra stress on his heart and overall system. Habit 3. Eating heavy snacks late at night. Now you might like a little snack before bed. Who doesn't? Jim was in the habit of eating heavy greasy foods or sweets right before turning in. While it might help some people feel relaxed momentarily, heavy meals close to bedtime can lead to indigestion and disrupt your sleep. Your digestive system works best during the day, and eating too late can put it into overdrive when it should be resting. This not only affects the quality of your sleep, but can also contribute to weight gain and increase the risk of heart disease. For older adults, maintaining a healthy weight and good heart health is critical. Instead of a heavy snack, try a light, healthy option like a small portion of fruit or a few nuts if you're feeling a bit hungry at night. Habit 4. Skipping your wind-down routine. The final habit, and one that might seem harmless at first, is skipping a proper wind-down routine. Jim would often just lie in bed without doing anything to help his body relax. He'd watch TV, check his phone, or simply stare at the ceiling. Without a proper wind-down routine, your body doesn't get the chance to shift into sleep mode naturally. A lack of relaxation techniques can lead to increased stress and a higher risk of sleep disturbances. For people over 70 who already face changes in sleep patterns, not having a wind-down routine can lead to chronic sleep issues. Consider reading a book, doing some light stretches, or practicing deep breathing exercises to help your body signal that it's time to sleep. Let's take a closer look at why these habits are so dangerous. Our bodies have natural processes that regulate sleep, heart health, digestion, and overall function. When we ignore these processes, especially as we age, the results can be dire. In Jim's case, the combination of drinking too much water before bed, using devices that disrupt his sleep, eating heavy snacks, and not having a calming wind-down routine put him at risk. Over time, these habits slowly built up stress in his body. His heart had to work harder, his digestion was constantly disrupted, and his sleep quality suffered. These factors together created an environment where his body was less able to repair itself at night, a critical time when many of our systems are meant to rejuvenate. Now let's explore each of these points in more detail. When it comes to hydration, the body is a delicate balance. Our kidneys filter our blood, remove waste, and control our fluid balance. In younger years, this system works like a well-oiled machine, but as we age, it naturally loses some efficiency. When you drink a large amount of water just before sleep, your kidneys are forced to process it during a time when your body should be in a deep sleep state. This not only disrupts sleep by causing you to wake up frequently, but can also lead to higher blood pressure and strain on your heart. In some cases, it might even lead to heart failure in people with pre-existing conditions. It's not that water is bad, it's about finding the right time to hydrate. A good rule of thumb is to stop drinking large amounts at least 2 hours before bed. Instead, aim to get your hydration in earlier in the day and have only small sips if you must drink before sleeping. Next up, let's talk about screen time. Our brains are wired to react to light. In the natural world, darkness signals time for rest and sleep. But when we expose ourselves to blue light from screens, it disrupts the release of melatonin, the hormone that tells our bodies it's time to sleep. This disruption can have a cascading effect. Poor sleep can lead to memory problems, mood swings, and even an increased risk of heart conditions. For older adults whose sleep cycles are already less predictable, the impact of blue light is even more pronounced. Instead of scrolling through social media or watching TV in bed, try reading a paperback book or listening to calming music. The idea is to create a dim, relaxing environment that encourages your body to prepare for sleep. Now consider the impact of eating heavy meals late at night. When you eat, your body starts a complex process of digestion, which involves your stomach, liver, and other organs working hard to break down the food. This process takes energy, and when you're trying to sleep, your body should ideally be using that time to repair and rejuvenate. Eating a heavy meal can divert energy away from these essential processes, leading to poor sleep quality. Moreover, heavy meals can cause acid reflux and indigestion, which further disrupts sleep and can lead to chronic health problems over time. Instead of reaching for that late-night burger or slice of pizza, opt for something light and healthy. A small bowl of oatmeal or a few slices of apple with a bit of cheese can be a great way to satisfy your hunger without overloading your system. Finally, the importance of a proper wind-down routine cannot be overstated. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less melatonin and become more sensitive to stress. A wind-down routine helps signal to your body that it's time to relax. Simple activities like reading, meditating, or taking a warm bath can make a huge difference in how well you sleep. When you lie in bed without any wind-down routine, your mind might be racing through the day's events or worrying about tomorrow, and that stress can keep you awake. By setting aside time to unwind, you're not only helping your body relax, but also reducing stress, which is a major contributor to sleep problems and overall poor health. Think of it like this. A proper wind-down routine is like giving your body a chance to say, okay, it's time to rest now, rather than keeping it on high alert all night. So what can you do to build a better bedtime routine? Start by rethinking your hydration. Instead of drinking a large glass of water right before bed, have most of your water during the day. If you really need a drink at night, take small sips. Next, set a strict cutoff time for screen time. Turn off your phone, tablet, or TV at least 1 hour before you plan to sleep. If you need some background noise, try listening to a podcast or soft music that doesn't emit harsh light. Then, take a good look at your eating habits. If you're prone to snacking late at night, plan ahead. Keep some light, healthy snacks nearby that won't upset your stomach. Finally, create a wind-down routine. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. Just 15 to 20 minutes of something calming can be enough. Whether it's reading a book, doing some light stretches, or even meditating, find what works for you and stick to it. I know this might seem like a lot to change, especially if you've been doing things a certain way for years. But think about Jim's story. He was someone who, like many of us, thought his bedtime habits were just part of his routine. He never imagined that the things he did every night could add up to something so dangerous. The truth is, when you hit your 70s, your body isn't as forgiving as it once was. Every little habit counts, and making small changes can have a big impact on your overall health and how long you live. Let's dig a little deeper into why these habits matter so much. Our bodies work in cycles. During sleep, your body repairs muscle tissue, consolidates memories, and even detoxifies your brain. It's like a nightly reset button. When your sleep is interrupted, whether by frequent trips to the bathroom from drinking too much water or by a mind that's too wired from blue light exposure, this reset doesn't work as effectively. Over time, poor sleep can lead to a weakened immune system, increased inflammation, and even a higher risk of serious illnesses like heart disease and stroke. Imagine your body as a car. If you don't give it proper maintenance, it won't run as smoothly, and eventually you might end up stranded on the side of the road. Another point to consider is the psychological impact. Sleep isn't just about physical health, it's also about mental well-being. Lack of sleep can lead to irritability, mood swings, and even depression. For older adults, maintaining mental health is just as important as physical health. A good night's sleep can improve your memory, sharpen your thinking, and help you handle stress better. On the flip side, poor sleep can make it much harder to cope with everyday challenges. It's a vicious cycle. Bad habits lead to poor sleep, which leads to stress and anxiety, which in turn makes it even harder to establish healthy habits. Now let's circle back to that story of the 71-year-old man. It wasn't a single habit that led to his untimely death. It was the combination of multiple small actions that over time wore down his body. Each night, the extra strain on his heart, the disrupted sleep cycle, and the constant burden on his digestive system added up. This isn't a scare tactic. It's a reality for many seniors who don't adjust their routines as their bodies change. But here's the good news. You have the power to change your habits and improve your sleep, which can lead to a healthier, longer life. You might be wondering, what if I've been doing these things my whole life? Can I really change now? The answer is yes. It's never too late to start taking better care of yourself. Even small changes can make a huge difference. If you start by adjusting one habit at a time, maybe by cutting back on water right before bed or turning off your screens earlier, you'll begin to notice improvements. Better sleep leads to better overall health, which means you can enjoy your golden years with more energy and less worry about your body failing you. Here's a quick recap of the 4 habits you need to avoid after 70. 1. Drinking large amounts of water right before bed. Instead, hydrate throughout the day and take small sips in the evening. 2. Using electronic devices in bed. Blue light disrupts sleep, so switch to less stimulating activities as bedtime approaches. 3. Eating heavy snacks late at night. Choose lighter, healthier options that won't upset your digestion. 4. Skipping a wind-down routine. A short period of relaxation before bed can help signal your body that it's time to sleep. These may seem like small changes, but for your body, they're massive. Every change you make contributes to a healthier sleep cycle and a lower risk of chronic issues. When you're in your 70s, every bit of improvement counts. The extra effort you put in now can pay off by keeping you active, alert, and healthier for years to come. Take a moment to think about your own bedtime habits. Are you doing something that might be harming your health without even realizing it? Sometimes we fall into routines without questioning them, thinking that what worked for us before will continue to work as we age. But as our bodies change, we need to adjust too. It's time to take a closer look at the little things you do every night. They might seem insignificant, but they add up over time. It's not just about avoiding bad habits. It's about building a better routine that supports your health. Start small and be consistent. Maybe tonight, turn off your devices an hour earlier and pick up a book instead. Tomorrow, try having your water earlier in the day. These are simple steps, but they can make a huge difference in how you feel and how well you sleep. The truth is, staying healthy after 70 isn't just about managing medications or seeing a doctor regularly. It's about everyday choices. Your bedtime routine is a part of that. It's something you have complete control over, and even small improvements can lead to big benefits. By avoiding these 4 dangerous habits, you're not just preventing potential problems, you're actively creating a healthier, happier life for yourself. Before we wrap this up, I want you to really think about how these habits might be affecting you or someone you care about. Maybe you've noticed that you're waking up more often during the night or feeling less rested in the mornings. Maybe you've seen a friend struggle with similar issues. Now is the time to take a hard look at your nightly routine and ask yourself, what can I change to improve my sleep and overall health? It might not be easy at first, but the benefits will be worth it. In the end, it all comes down to taking small steps towards a bigger change. Think about Jim's story not as a tale of loss, but as a lesson that every night we have the chance to take care of ourselves. You owe it to yourself to make those small adjustments, even if it means stepping out of your comfort zone. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being better than you were yesterday. I've shared a lot with you today, and I hope it gives you something to think about. Change isn't always easy, but every little bit helps. If you start tonight by making even one small change in your bedtime routine, you're investing in a healthier, longer future for yourself. After all, life after 70 can be some of the best years if you take care of your body and mind. Thanks for sticking with me through all this information. If you found these tips useful, remember to subscribe.